So last week, as some of you may have known, I was in the UK doing Need for Speedy things, and after all that was done, I headed down to my grandparents' house, who surprised me with a gift to Brands Hatch to drive a BMW M4 around the Indy circuit, and it was so much fun. So, before I begin, I wanted to mention, I wasn't actually able to film it the way I wanted to film it. I really wanted to, like, strap GoPros to the car into, like, my head, but sadly they wouldn't let me do any of that for safety reasons. But I did have my dad on the side of the track, filming with a camera, and he just filmed some stuff, and it's not the best coverage. I would have liked to strap some GoPros to the car, but, yeah, you can see I drove around the track and had some fun. So, essentially, I'm going to cut between Forza and real life, by the way, so you can explain some of the corners and some things that I learned and some things like that. So, anyways, yeah, I did this thing called the BMW M4 Master. Essentially what it is I drove around the track for half an hour with a racing driver next to me, telling me, do this, don't do this, please don't crash, and take the racing line and do things like that. Essentially, at the end of the day, he gave me a score on 100 to rate my driving and say how good I was, which I will talk about in a little bit, because some funny things happened on my score. And he told me some funny things, but he was an awesome dude, my instructor, racing driver. I forget your name, but you were an awesome guy, and it was just fun to talk to him and be like, yeah, do this. He's just like, go balls out in the M4. I'm like, all right, not a problem. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun just driving the M4 around. This is my first time, one, driving on a racetrack, and two, driving on the right-hand side of the car. So I did have some things to learn fairly quickly. I did learn fairly quickly, like, okay, this is where you can go, this is where you can't go. Sitting on the other side of the car, it was very weird, but I adjusted to it rather quickly. And then just the speed of driving around a racetrack. You're, like, doing 120 miles an hour, and you're just like, yeah, this is normal now. It's just like, god damn, you just don't realize how fast you're going. Like, I don't think at one point I looked down and actually looked at my speed. The instructor right next to me, he was like, yeah, you're doing 100 coming up to this car. And I'm like, shit. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, I must say. Thoughts on the M4? The M4 is an awesome car. I would say, though, there are a lot of assists. Coming up to this particular corner, I'll cut the Forza right here. I was coming up to this corner. You're supposed to do it in third gear, but my instructor said, try it in second gear, see what happens with the car. And the traction control and all the assists and electronics in the car basically shut down my power and wouldn't let me go anywhere. So it's like, yes, I want to come out of the corner. I can't come out of the corner because it's cutting the power. Yeah. The M4 is really, really fast. It's actually faster than the M3 around Brands Hatch, but there's a lot of assists. There are a hell of a lot of assists on the car, and it's just like, yeah, you can feel when they cut in, essentially. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to talk about my results for the day. So I got this little paper back with things that he wrote about my driving, and the instructor's comments read, it was, Nick was a very fast driver. Too fast at times. Yeah, so I was like, I think I might have scared him a little bit, because I'm like, I've never done any track racing, I've never driven a car with this much power, and I was just going into the corner, braking at, like, the proper braking point for, like, race cars, and he's like, brake hard, 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 hard. But yeah, it really was a hell of a lot of fun. One of the other things he did is essentially they break down your driving and give you, like, a score for everything. So, like, hand position on the wheel, 9 on 10. Use of power, 9 on 10. Mechanical sympathy, 7 on 10. He said to me as I was driving around in the car, he said, if you were to do a race and you were to drive like this the entire race, essentially the car would blow up. Yeah. So yeah, I finished the day off after my first day of driving a car around a racetrack with an 83 on 100, so an 83%. That's not too bad if you ask me. But yeah, it was a hell of a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend it if you are a British type person or heading in that area for whatever reason. Definitely check it out, make some reservations, and check out the M4 Master. That's what I did. I do want to go out and try some other stuff. They had some really cool stuff as well. They got like a rally car. You can go in like I think it's a GT86, and you go rally driving essentially. Or you can do like other things around the track in like a Jag, like really fast car, and it was fun. But yeah, that was my day at Brands Hatch. I had a hell of a lot of fun. So thank you, Granny and Grandpa, for buying me this present. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.